and welcome back to another episode of Coast Life, your guide to all things coastside. I am your host, Angelica Troncoso.
And I'm Chris Lake. 2020 has been off to a rocky start.
And with the pandemic closing businesses, restricting large gatherings, and limiting activities for people to choose from, it's become a challenge to go out and have fun. We went out and interviewed several businesses and events that have implemented proper social distancing guidelines.
Yeah, long lines at the grocery store, and with the COVID fears amongst the elderly and immunocompromised, a safe source for food has become even more important. First, we go to the city of San Mateo, where they're offering a drive-through food drive.
And as we see the rise in popularity of America's pets, we interviewed Foster City's Parks and Recreation and their virtual dog contest, putting a spin on how we experience dog contests.
Then we go explore Half Moon Bay with Half Moon Bay Kayak, giving you a sense of adventure while staying safe, sanitized, and socially distant.
Fourth, we go soaring through the sky with Airtime of San Francisco, taking fun to all new heights while enjoying the sunset.
Then we check out the SF annual Pride celebration, helping celebrate Pride throughout the Bay Area.
Let's go and visit San Mateo and see how they're helping families one at a time. Roll the clip.
Good morning, my name is Adolfo Leyva. I'm the director of Spark Point at Kenyatta College. This initiative started as a partnership between Second Harvest Food Bank and the San Mateo County Community College District. We recognize that there's a big challenge within our district for food insecurity amongst our students and their families. We wanted to make sure that we, as a district, were doing our part to support our students and their families. Anyone can come pick up food. The only thing that you need to do is you need to register when you arrive. There are no limitations. There's no impact on public charge. You can pick up food for as many as 2 families, and you can pick up food for those who may not be able to pick up food for themselves as well. Every week we serve up to 1,000 families. So we are set up to serve up to 1,000 families. We're open between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. and we may close early if we run out of food.
In my role, I was able to approach the chancellor and the college presidents, and after a lot of discussion, a lot of planning and coordination, we gave birth to what we are now calling the San Mateo Community College District Emergency Food Distribution. So the only thing that we ask is when people come to get groceries is they do have to give their name, address, how many people are in their house, because actually the food we're getting, a lot of it is USDA, it's from the government, so we have to actually prove that we're giving this food away to people rather than, just selling it on the street, I guess. People will start lining up as early as 8 o'clock in the morning. And here at College of San Mateo, we've actually come up with a really good system so that we don't have traffic backing up into the street. And then families will literally they'll line up, and we try to open early. So today we actually pulled the gate and started processing folks around 10:45, so a little bit early. But yeah, so the only process really is just coming and getting in line and giving your information, minimal information, and then we put the food right in your cars. But we have a number of volunteers. So within the community college district, there's about 20 people that come out every week to support us, including the president at Kenyatta College, Jamila Moore. Kenyatta's vice presidents are here as well. We have some faculty that come out. My son is here. He's a student at College of San Mateo. The president of Kenyatta College's son comes to support us as well. But then we also have volunteers from United Airlines who are laid off, but they still wanted to do something as a group, so they come to support us. I urge people to donate to your local food banks, donate to Second Harvest. Being able to do that and allowing these people to get the food to allow us to distribute it is one of the most critical things right now. And then the other thing is, if you have time, we'd love to have you come and volunteer.
Wow, what a wonderful thing the Second Harvest Food Bank and San Mateo Community College District are doing for these families in need.
Yeah, it's perfect for right now. Such a high unemployment rate. People are trying to make ends meet. This is a essential service that's being provided by the city of San Mateo. And like I said earlier, long lines at the grocery store. You can just drive straight up, zero contact, very minimal sign up, and pick up some food for your family.
No, yeah, I have a food drive that pops up every Monday at 8 a.m. in the morning by the school. And, the lines are super long, but all you have to do is just give them your information, where you live, and then how many people are in your family. And they'll go ahead and give you a box of food or maybe a bag with all the essentials that you need. So if you are in need, please go ahead and check out any food drives that are going by your house.
Yeah, and after you feed your family, you might want to feed your dog. And speaking of dogs, Angie, do you know how many breeds of dogs there are worldwide?
No, I don't, Chris.
Well, according to the World Canine Organization, about 400 recognized dog breeds.
That's a lot of dogs.
Yes, it is. For more dogs, we're about to go see them at the Foster City's virtual dog contest. Roll the clip.
Burgers, fireworks, America, and dogs. Hi, this is Angelica Troncoso, an intern with Pacific Coast Television, and lately, dogs have been getting the spotlight. Dog shows have become very popular nationwide in showcasing their unique personalities and abilities, whether most handsome to the most athletic, and many more. Every 4th of July for the past 25 plus years, Foster City has been combining the American spirit with man's best friend. At the head of this event is Oz Jimenez, the director of Foster City Parks and Recreation. We asked him how people can still celebrate this event with their furry friends during a pandemic.
Hi, my name is Oz Jimenez. I'm the recreation coordinator at the city of Foster City, and I've been there for over 10 years, and I've been on and off the person in charge of the dog contest. This year's dog contest will be its 28th year, and it's kind of changed over the years. It's been a dog contest where we've had everybody at the amphitheater and we kind of show everybody off. And the past several years, it's been a parade where we start off at the front of the rec center and kind of go down Shell Boulevard and make our way to the amphitheater and go from there. However, this year, 2020, due to the COVID-19, we are doing something different. We're doing a virtual online contest. This year, I got to say that obviously everything has gone to a virtual format. Whether it's our classes or anything like that we've been offering, it's just been something that we're not used to, right? And so we've had to jump and be flexible and think on our feet and try to get something going. And we thought that the best way to do our contest this year would be to do a online Facebook photo album of all of our participants on our Facebook page. People will be able to go on, look at all the contestants, and like their favorite in each category. And this year we've kind of kept all the categories just about the same. Our categories: usual, most patriotic, most beautiful, most handsome. And this year we've kind of added a look-alike. We used to have a look-alike years ago in our contest when we did it in the amphitheater. But so we brought it back, being that we're taking pictures, right? And so people can do the look-alike again. So we'll have that back. But the reason I keep coming back is because I like the contest. The contest, just each year you get to meet a lot of awesome dogs and families. So we hope that we get people to come on out one way or another. Register your dog or help by being a judge.
Go to Foster City Parks and Recreation's Facebook page to check out the virtual dog contest and join Foster City every 4th of July for their celebration of America and their furry friends.
Man, those are some cute dogs.
Yeah, they were. Angie, do you happen to have a dog yourself?
Why, yes, I do. Her name is Lily. She's 5 years old and she's a shepherd mix. She is the cutest dog around my neighborhood to me personally because she's a puppy at heart. But what we do is that we match while we go walking. So she has a purple harness and a pink collar, and her leash is a mix of purple and pink. So I wear a purple jacket, and then we're just like swagging and just like, matching while I walk. And it's fun.
Sounds like you'd win that dog lookalike category for sure.
Of course, we would take number one.
Well, if you want to check out more of the virtual dog contest, go to Foster City Recreation's Facebook page and join them every year for 4th of July.
Well, today looks like a fun day to go and explore Pillar Point Harbor. What is there to do out there, Chris?
Kayak, kayak, kayak. Now we go outdoors and out to the sea with Half Moon Bay Kayak, who are operating and adhering to social distancing guidelines during these times. Roll the video.
Kayaking is an eco-friendly way to explore the waters of Half Moon Bay. Hi, this is Emily, an intern with Pacific Coast TV. And with the limited number of things to do because of the pandemic, outdoor activities such as kayaking is a safe and fun way to spend your time. We interviewed with Half Moon Bay Kayak Company to discuss the experience of kayaking and new guidelines due to the virus.
Adventure means different things to different people. So for some people, adventure is out surfing Mavericks. For most people, adventure is just getting out on the water, being a few hundred yards from shore, being able to see the seals and sea lions swimming around you, bird life everywhere. The minute you get offshore, you feel a little bit like you're in the wilderness. Even when you're only a few hundred yards away from where you started, you're just separated from the rest of humanity for a while. And it's a unique experience that's not easy to find in an urban environment anymore. Pretty standard to see seals and sea lions. You can't guarantee it, but they're hauled out on the docks and sunning themselves around here, and they're popping up around you in the water constantly. The amount of bird life here is phenomenal too. There's pelicans, egrets, great blue herons, night herons. And one unique thing, especially with the paddleboard, sometimes when you paddle over by the marsh, you can see in the water swimming underneath you, there's bat rays swimming around as well as little leopard sharks. We were closed for about 8 weeks during the worst of the pandemic closure, and I fully expect this is going to happen again, seeing the way many parts of the country are moving. But when we did open back up, we just went ahead and tried to think about how could we keep our customers socially distanced from one another? How could we get all our gear disinfected? And basically what it comes down to is we use a lot of Lysol, so pens get used once and then they get sprayed with Lysol or Pine Sol and dried off to be reused. All our equipment at the end of a rental gets sprayed down with Pine Sol or Lysol and then rinsed clean to disinfect everything. All the life jackets and everything get dunked in a water Lysol solution and then hung out in the sun to dry. So from all my understanding of it, that should kill all the virus. My hope is just that we don't go back into a full shutdown. We were one of the first companies allowed to reopen since we're an outdoor business. And it's pretty easy for us to keep people apart. And so we can continue to run as long as we're partially open. And people seem to be loving it. It's a great way to get outside and when you've only been seeing your living room for weeks.
Man, that looked fun.
No, yeah, it did, Chris. I talked to Doug, the owner of Half Moon Bay Kayak. He was super chill. He showed me around his shop and especially all the equipment that he has that's necessary for you to have a great time kayaking by yourself or with friends and family. And right now, especially during these times, it's important to be safe and sanitized while going outside. Would you go kayaking, Chris?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you're out there by yourself. No one's around. If anybody gets within 6 feet with you, you can just whack them with your oar. You can see the Doug's sanitizing everything, disinfecting everything. Every face masks are required. So I think it's a safe, perfect way to get outdoors again.
Mm-hmm. Well, on that note, are you afraid of heights?
No, not really. I've been bungee jumping. I used to be a roofer. Why do you ask?
Well, because this next door activity will be right up your alley. Have you ever wondered what Superman feels like flying through the sky and saving the world? Well, next we go sightseeing from a much different angle. We interview Jeff Greenbaum from Airtime of San Francisco and how he talks about seeing from a bird's eye view while paragliding. Let's roll the clip.
Paragliding through the sky is a great way to kick back, relax, and enjoy the world. We interviewed Jeff Greenbaum, owner of Airtime of San Francisco, on how paragliding can be an exhilarating outdoor activity throughout a pandemic.
In a backpack that weighs about 30 pounds, you can have a wing that can fly hundreds of miles. I got into flying in 1984. I was hired by a windsurfing and hang gliding school to run the windsurfing part of the school. But part of the deal was that I got free lessons in hang gliding and quickly fell in love with flying. Say early 90s, maybe 91 or 92, there was a Silent Air Festival at Ed Levin Park in Milpitas, and I was flying a hang glider. And I hadn't found much lift, but I found a thermal, a rising column of air, about 600 feet above the landing area. And right as I started to circle in it, a golden eagle was right next to me, side by side with him, just balanced in the thermal, the two of us going around and around and around, looking him in the eyeballs. And it's the closest I've ever flown with a bird to this day. I've converted my theoretical training, the classroom training, I do it right here. I put up a whiteboard on the wall, and I move the computer a little closer so they're a little more zoomed in. And I've been amazed how good that's worked out. The students actually like it. I'm not the one to tell anybody that it's totally safe. I have to make it safe by how I teach it. I want to be complete and thorough. But if somebody's willing to invest the time and learn what risks they need to manage, they can become a pilot with us. I think it's people are having an epiphany that, wow, who knows what's going to happen with this. I want to do this. Might as well do it now.
Nice. I can see where all my MacBook wallpapers come from now.
Most definitely, Chris. Those views are super duper duper stunning. He's told us of the places he's gone to. He's gone to Mexico, Turkey, right here in Pacifica, Milpitas. It's such a great way just to like get your mind off of things and experience like an out of body experience right up in the sky above everybody, even the cities.
Yeah, I think I've seen them like locally off Fort Funston or Ocean Beach down by Pacifica Beach. But are you afraid of heights, Angie?
Yes and no. I've gone on roller coasters, but the Big Dipper in the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, I cannot for the life of me get on that because that is just way too high, like way too high. But since like I get to see nice views, if I paraglide, it's something I would try. Something I would most definitely try and experience.
Yeah, and if you want to try it, your next adventure in the clouds, go check out Airtime of San Francisco.
And for our last stop, we head to San Francisco, the city of diversity in all walks of life. We check out how the annual Pride Parade is taking a slight detour this year and how people can still celebrate while staying at home safely. Let's roll the clip.
Hi, this is Caroline Banker, an intern with Pacific Coast Television. On this week's Coast Life episode, we followed Pride celebrations throughout the Bay Area amidst the global pandemic and national civil unrest. First, we talked to DJ Paige Hodel, a longtime DJ and nightclub performer in the Bay Area. Next, we spoke to the Cheer SF program director Anthony Chavira. Lastly, we spoke to Nancy Liu, also known as DJ Pants, an underground and local Bay Area artist. We asked these locals about their performing history, how the pandemic has transformed Pride, and what Pride means to them personally.
I happen to be a DJ that loves soul music and funk. It runs through me like blood, like my blood. And it's not a calling that you can ignore. When you are called to be a musician, you cannot ignore it. For me, Pride has always been about freedom. And what is freedom? Freedom is many, many things. And, we are learning clearly, not that we're learning, it has been very clear all along that freedom must be expressed and embodied by everybody. This is a time of protest and a time of saying, things cannot continue the way they are. They cannot.
So as we come to our 40th anniversary, our performance was the story of Cheer San Francisco through the ages. And so that's, how we've evolved from the 80s and 90s to 2000s into today. We literally go and we perform stunt acrobatics to engage crowds and really just bring that spirit and those smiles to everyone. Pride season is a big time for us to go out into the community and really be a part of the community and celebrate with everyone around in the LGBT community and beyond.
My name is Nancy and my DJ alias is Pants. I was introduced to the house and techno music scene when I first moved to San Francisco, and I gained a lot of friends within the community who eventually taught me how to DJ. Pride is a day of celebration, but also maybe even most importantly, it's a day of recognition. And I think sometimes people forget about recognition. The pandemic has definitely affected the DJing community just because there's not the same audience that we're used to. So I've noticed we've had to adapt, and that's something that I think I'm really proud of with our community, is that we can still kind of band together, whether it be through live streams or virtual dance parties. I think until all groups within the LGBTQ community have equal rights, we shouldn't be satisfied, and we should still recognize that there is progress to be made.
I'm super glad we were still able to celebrate Pride during this pandemic. And especially with everything closing down, the facilities, the events, it looked like Pride wasn't going to happen. But fortunately, it did, moving to online. So we could have the DJs, all the performances, everything that was going to happen during Pride online so you could celebrate it safely at your home. And LGBTQ community is about coming together and showing their pride. So it was such a great thing that Pride was able to go and continue. What about you, Chris? What is Pride normally like for you?
Well, the parties start on Thursday or even Wednesday at some places. The march on Friday, Saturday's pink party, the parade on Sunday, then there's the celebration. The whole time you're laughing and celebrating and dancing with your friends. But I also think it's important to remember that Pride started out as a riot. It's time to recognize and remember the fight and struggle that the LGBT community had gone through.
Amen to that, Chris. So today we showed the importance of celebrating and remembering Pride while safely doing it at home.
Then we soared through the air with Airtime of San Francisco.
Then we went back to the water and explored Pillar Point Harbor with Half Moon Bay Kayak, getting back to nature, to the open water, and your sense of summer.
Yes, then we checked out Foster City's virtual dog contest with all those lovable furry friends of ours.
And lastly, we visited San Mateo Community College District, helping families in need by providing essential services.
Yeah, and for more information on upcoming events, please check us out at channel 26 and 27 and on our website at www.pacificcoast.tv and also on demand.
And to our audience, thank you for joining us at Pacific Coast Television. My name is Angelica Troncoso.
And I'm Chris Lay.
And thanks for joining us on another episode of Coast Life, your guide to all things coastside. See you soon. Bye.